this one. Hit that. So now we're recording live. Good. Select destination. Facebook. Opportunities. What are we gonna call this one? What is the title? Call it IOPPS.
I'm not on social media as much. I don't like
IOPPS
people
goes
see.
live. Episode 4. How's my hair look? Good? Okay.
Good enough.
Yeah, good enough. And then put Maddie, Baptiste. How do you say her? Is it Mccallum?
Mccallum, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm so excited with this stuff.
Sorry, what's your first name?
Craig.
Craig.
C-R-A-I-G.
It's Craig. And in parentheses, Mr. Deadly.
Public? Got it.
Oh, wait, let's go around and talk. How we doing?
Doing good.
Good?
Doing good.
Okay, okay. You're two, Maddie. Say a few things, Matt.
Okay, ready when you guys are.
Me?
Yeah,
What should I just talk about?
whatever you want. Just kidding. Okay, let's go. Are we live?
Not yet. I was giving you a minute. Alrighty, look.
So I'm gonna play some, oh my goodness. Hold on. Audio mixer, make sure this is always on, off. This one on AV, off. You wanna keep those off all the time.
So just the iPad and
Yeah.
that iPod.
AC I'm in is my computer,
Okay.
okay? Whew, that was close. And does it say line in connected? Shit. I knew I forgot something. Sorry that.
You gotta make like a checklist.
The most important thing, yeah, would be no vol, this is important.
For what?
Be real silent, people want to
Yeah. What the fuck are they saying?
for an hour.
How come Maddie's waving her arms? So this goes in left, right?
Left, right, okay.
Okay, line and connected, it should say.
Yeah, it's connected.
Okay. Audio. Brooks iPad. Good. I brought Craig back again because me and Craig met at the BATC Atascawin gathering, right? And Craig actually went up there and said a few words and motivated the crowd, and yeah. And now we're here, so I did a quick interview with him, 15 minutes about, eh?
Yeah.
And just kind of got a brief little description of who he is, why he is, where he is, and how he is, and all that other stuff. And then I said, Craig, let's go on again. Let's do this again. He's like, yeah, anytime, Monday tonight, here we go. And then I brought Maddie with me because, one, Maddie I know She's got a pretty cool story herself. And this whole show is always about Indigenous success, how we motivate each other. So anyway, here we are. Welcome, you guys. What's up? And sorry, I feel like I'm sweating, man. I got all this new equipment, and we're just like, I got my cousin back there running at Brook. And yeah, we're just setting up, and Craig and Maddie were just sitting there staring at me, and Brooke just kind of running. Anyway, we're here. I hope you guys can hear us. Actually, go on your phones and see if anyone, ask them if they can hear us and stuff while we're talking and going to page. But anyway, Maddie, are you excited? You're here.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on a podcast.
When's the last time? Tell them if they don't know. Now they know. They're gonna know how they might recognize you.
I did a podcast with Nathan every Thursday when we did Chase the Ace for our school.
And that was fun.
And it was super fun.
That was like...
So you've done this before. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
man. Like, she's...
I'm famous.
she's not like how we are now right now where it's like professional setup, eh? Like, we just had like my normal equipment and
And a laptop.
we threw it together and... yeah, it was a laptop and... Yeah. Oh... Yeah.
They can hear us.
Nice.
They can hear
We just wanted to check that, so that's good. I'm so excited. Brookie, you can have some fun with the texting and everything on there. Yeah, have some fun. So if you guys see some weird words, maybe, hey, we're all doing a test run. But anyway, welcome, Maddie. Thank you to come to my show, IOPPS Goes Live. I like that. You guys like that name?
I really do, yeah.
IOPPS Goes Live. Anyway, Maddie, let's start with you because Craig, we're going to introduce again because the people, well, actually, they never heard on mine, but I shared your video onto my page. So I want to start with you, Maddie, and I want to just know, let's get everyone to know you. Who is Maddie Baptiste? And don't be shy.
I wouldn't know how to describe myself.
Basically, how to subscribe yourself is, who are you? Like, where are you from?
Well, my name is Madison Baptiste, and I'm from Red Pheasant Cree Nation,
Yeah.
and I'm 21 years old. Yeah.
You're supposed to say I'm from Attack. No, you're not from Attack Coop, are you? Yeah, you are.
No, I'm from Red Pheasant.
Okay, your mom's from Attack Coop. Remember we had this conversation?
Oh, yeah.
And I came up with Maddie here from work, and she actually told me a funny story about her ex. I'm sorry, that story we got to tell. 'Cause that one is funny, man. That one it's clean. It doesn't really hurt anyone's feelings. It's actually a good one. But Craig and you guys actually know each other, right? You guys are actually, you're pretty much family, right?
Yeah, she's my niece. My dad is her grandpa.
Yeah.
Her cookum and my dad are brother and sister, so very closely related.
Mm-hmm.
I
You changed
grew
my
up-
pampers, so.
I told her if she talks any smack on this thing,
I remember wiping your ass. And
I just had to let that in before he got to it.
I've got some pictures.
But so Maddie,
What's up?
pow dancing. Let's go right to it. Like, we know you pow dance. Hold on, Brooke. You want to shut that door? Thank you. Let's get right to it. You pow dance. You know what I forgot to bring in here? Water.
Mm.
And I'm already getting parched.
Ew.
We're gonna
You're
feel it.
laughing.
I'm already... I can already feel it. Ah! Man, see? That's what happens when you rush and... Yeah. So, Maddie, power dancing. Tell us what's up with power dancing with you. What do you dance?
Okay, so I dance Women's Fancy,
Yeah.
and I've been dancing since I was 9 months old, and I'm 21 now.
9 months old?
Yeah. As soon as I could walk, I danced.
Yeah.
And I was brought up in a big Powell family,
Yeah.
so.
Because you got some, like, big names. You got Tish and
Yeah,
Serena.
I have Tishana, Serena, well, my Mushroom Dickie, he sings.
Yeah.
And we sing too, but just haven't been lately. But I've been dancing ever since I was a little kid, so it's just all I knew.
And
That's how
still
I made
young.
money. Yeah.
And still young. 21, your whole life ahead of you. Whole life. So I know that you took a break from dancing, right?
Yeah.
2 years, you said?
Yeah, about there. 2 years. Almost 3. But
So
I
was-
started again.
So was it just coming out of high school you just decided to quit? Or did you didn't quit? You just it was just a thing that happened. Eh? Anyway, you started up again, right?
Yeah. I started up again this past year. Well,
Yeah.
like 2019.
Why did you start up again? What was it just going to powwows or?
It was, well, initially it was Serena, my
Yeah.
auntie, the one. She brought me up into powwows, and she's basically like my mom too. And I don't know, she was just asking me like how come I wasn't dancing, and like she was just reminding me that that's where a lot of people knew me, and like a lot of people asked for me. So I got out of a bad relationship, and then I just sewed like all winter. I started a whole outfit, and I finished right before like powwow season started, and then I just took off.
I
every
remember
weekend.
I remember that first weekend she was like at school and you were just nervous, and it's like you were like your energy was just high, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I don't want to go. I was like, oh, it's great, I'm gonna go. And then she did the Maddie laugh, and then yeah, and you just went, and then and then you just been giving her
Yeah.
since, eh?
Yeah, like I had really bad anxiety, like social anxiety, like being around people and stuff, just because I haven't danced for a long time. And then
A lot of people have that social anxiety.
yeah,
Just it's like I'm starting to get it at 42. Like I'm starting to get that. I want to go home. Don't bother me.
mhm.
But I love being on the camera and doing this. But I could, after it's done, right? I want to just. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I was just nervous because like I said, I didn't dance for a couple years.
Yeah.
And then just like getting back out there, and I was nervous because I wasn't gonna be like where I was when I stopped, but I don't know, I just got really good words, encouraging words that I was back and that I looked good. And my energy level, like you said, like it was different. People said I was looking happier and everything. So once I took off, I just went every weekend, and I didn't stop until we had to go back to work.
She even came work 2 weeks late or something
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
December.
I was in Wisconsin that time.
Yeah, I didn't think she was coming back, man. She says,
And I
Powwow
was-
life's got me now.
Yeah.
Powwow Ohio's got me.
And I was in shit when I got home. Whoops.
You can swear, it's all right.
I was in
I just
shit
recommend
when I
like
got
no one
home.
like every third word's a swear word.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
like if you can swear, it's like okay.
Yeah, it was so bad. But I got back to work and I came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now we're here. That was this year, right? This is just this past summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
So have you danced anywhere? I know there's the powwow there at the hall. What the hall? Sass Place. Which one was
Oh,
that?
that
Was
was
that FSIN? Right?
There's two there. There was Dakota Dunes. That was like right after New Year.
Yeah.
And then FSIN was in November, I think.
Yeah.
I
You-
danced at both of them.
Do you dance?
No.
Have you
no.
ever?
No, I wasn't. One thing I'm kind of upset about for different reasons is not growing up with my culture as much as I would have
Hey,
liked
man,
now that I'm looking back at it.
I'm in that same boat, man. Yeah, same boat.
So, but Maddie, she doesn't know this. I've never told her, but I've always admired her courage to get on the dance floor and to do that. I used to sell lemonade at powwows, actually.
Ah,
yeah,
I
I
remember
remember that.
seeing him. That's where.
I forgot about that.
With Vinny's booth, right?
Yeah, and I had some lemonade.
Oh,
Shout out.
yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So we used to follow the Powwow Trail too in the summer, and it was a good summer gig. You go sell lemonade. You get to be around your culture, and it was always something that instilled a lot of pride in me to see Maddie on the floor and
Yeah.
doing her thing, and then coming back to it the way she did made me really proud of her. So
Well, thanks.
Yeah. We might be having some technical See, it's because my mouth's so parched.
no water.
Technical difficulty. Oh, there we go. It switched. See, it's the bottom one. There we go. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we're just trying. See all this equipment around here? You got a camera there. You got a camera here. And then there's a camera back there. We're just trying some new stuff here to make the experience better for everybody, right? Like, so badass, man. I just love this. And it's just like my nerdism goes from like 0 to 100% when I talk about this. Honestly, man. At class today, I was like, oh, Miss Bull. Oh, you should see this equipment. I'm talking about this thing, eh? Oh, science fair. It's just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to bring it to life, man. It's like, oh. Just trying to explain
And we're just sitting there like,
yeah, they're like,
nice.
oh, this guy's such a loser. Anyway, man, 42-year-old nerd right here. But be able to bring a cool concept like this, to bring awesome people like Craig and Maddie and all your other stories that I'm hopefully going to be bringing out in the future. Oh, it's so cool. Just switch to Maddie and Craig now, and it's like awesome. So, where do we leave off?
Selling lemonade. But
7? No, we're going to go there. We're going to get back to that. Selling Mr. Lemonade there, or no, Handsome Lemonade, guys?
Yeah.
We're gonna dive down that path there. So you're selling lemonade, and you admired Maddie when she was dancing in the circle.
Yeah. Yeah. It was well, because I hadn't grown up with my culture, I didn't know that side of things, and I thought about how I would feel dancing and getting in front of all those people and doing that, and how much strength and courage that she must have to be able to do that and do it so freely and openly, and then to be as good as she was. It was something I admired for sure.
Sorry.
New pepperoni and cheese stuffed crazy crab pizza.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so yeah, I always look back to things like that, because there's certain things that people don't know that we're watching all the time.
Always.
Like you're talking about you being a nerd, but you're doing what you love, and to me, doing what you love is success.
Yeah. 100%.
So it's like all this stuff is success to you, and like for you to break your norms and go after that, and despite having the emotions that you do about social anxiety, you're still getting in front of the camera and still interacting with people and still reaching out and still making those connections. It's
I've never battled with anxiety ever. Do you want to know the first time I had it? When we were doing Chase the Ace, when our draw got to, I think, $80,000.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden we were going to the draw, and everyone's just like, hey, Nathan, we got to go. And I just like, yeah. Like, usually I'm just a chill guy, man, eh? And all of a sudden I just felt this weird feeling. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I couldn't breathe. All of a sudden I was like, and then I was like, what the hell is going on here, man? And then all of a sudden I talked to Bev. Remember Bev? She was there that day.
oh yeah.
And then she's like, hey, Nathan, you're having a panic attack or anxiety. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I've never had one. She's like, touch the wall, ground yourself, okay? Count to 10, think of 5 things, and then just calm me right down. I was like, oh my God, I've never. And then I went and did the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what happened is that somebody told me how many people watch when we go live, and it hit 1,000. And then it never used to bug me. Then all of a sudden it just clicked to me, because we'd have a whole bunch of people in the gym, right? Or in wherever we were. And then it just hit me, all this anxiety. Anyway, after that, I'd start getting it, but then I would, like that one show, do you remember when the Catholic group came, those 2 women from the Catholic social services, they were coming, they wanted to check, because they wanted to do one. And good thing she was there, because, I think we hit 120,000 after that. And I had a panic attack live on the thing.
Really?
And I couldn't talk. I was trying to talk. I was like, so we're going to... And I just lost. I was like, I can't do it. She grabs my hand. She's like, and I just... All of a sudden, she had to take over the show. I just threw her in the spot, eh? It's like, I can't do this. But, yeah, man, anxiety, social anxiety. Anxiety I get. Social anxiety I could probably kind of relate to. Do you stay home lots?
Yeah.
Besides the powwow?
Yeah.
I noticed on your Instagrams and your Snap stories, you're always at home, which is good, right? There's nothing wrong with it at all. it's accepting it at first and saying, you know, besides saying, you know, like eventually you want to beat it, but I mean, it's accepting that you actually have it is a good norm of just saying, okay, I got this. It's how am I going to deal with it, right? Because a lot of people don't accept it. What do, right? Booze or pills or some kind to take that shit away, right? So anyway, I don't know where I'm going with it. I'm just rolling with it though. But I mean, it's true, right? Right? Because I know a lot of people out there. I don't know which camera we're on, but
I know. I'm just looking at you the
right?
whole time.
Just always look at me, because you never want to look around. But it's like, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought here. Anxiety.
A lot of people go through it.
A lot of people that are watching, 100%, everybody, because you're on Facebook, you'll sometimes see, and you're not, but sometimes maybe on your Snapchat or Instagram, my anxieties drive me, you know, oh, I got anxiety, or it's usually a lot of people after they're done drinking. Well, no shit, you got anxiety, you know, why? But a lot of people out there that'll just get it, you know, for whatever reason. It's obviously, you know, something happened and why they get it, but it's how you deal with it. So, do you get it?
I don't think so. I mean, I like to do what I like to do, and I like to be alone every now and then.
Yeah.
But I think I've been able to find a balance.
Like when you're on the big stage of, you know, I know you played in big crowds, right, of hockey. Did you ever feel like when I used to play hockey, you know, I think the biggest crowd I played in was like 2,500, and that drove me nuts. Like, I pumped me up, but I kind of had that nervousness. Like, is that nerves for you, or is that
No, I don't really think about the crowds. I think about how intense the game is and what the game means.
Yeah.
You know, like playing for a national championship in 2014 when we did, you know.
Tell them who you played for again, because we got a lot of people that don't know who you are.
Right. So this was while I was playing with the Huskies.
Yeah.
We went to nationals. We were hosting actually in Saskatoon here, so there were a lot of people that I knew that were watching. We're local. We were in the final against the Golden Bears, and so I think what the game meant was that we could be national champions. That was what made me nervous, not the amount of people that were watching.
Yeah.
That's never really been an issue for me. It's just what the moment means. That's what kind of gets me.
Is that how you feel, Maddie, when you're in the circle? Like, how does it feel when you see like when you're walking into the circle and it's just packed?
I don't know.
Like,
it's different for me because like when I'm dancing, I don't see anyone, or like it's just me and the drum, kind of like.
Yeah.
And that's so like it seems like it's so basic to say like for a dancer, but
I guess
that
only
really is how
dancers
it
can
feels.
understand, right?
Yeah, like I just feel like it's me out there. Well, like I see the other dancers and stuff, like, but when I'm out there, I'm just kind of just doing my thing, just listening to the drum.
Yeah, I guess that would be the same too. Like even on the hockey rink, eh? Like you gotta wonder how those NHLers feel in their first game, or even whenever like 20,000 people screaming at you.
Yeah, it's well for me, like I don't even see anybody. I don't know where people are sitting in the rink.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where my family sits. I don't know where my fiance is sitting. I'm just in the zone. I'm focused on what's in front of me and what I got to do next. And so I don't really see that stuff. And I think like once you get in that moment, you're just doing what you got to do.
Yeah. Which is doing what you love, right? Which you is fancy dancing and you playing hockey. What else do you guys do besides that?
I'm a teacher's assistant at an elementary school, and I'm a sister, I'm a daughter.
We were counting your siblings when we were coming up here.
Yes.
7?
7.
7 half, 1 full?
Yep.
Or no, sorry.
No.
6 half, 1 full.
Yeah.
And you?
7 sisters, 4 brothers.
Damn. All full?
No, not full.
No?
No.
Awful.
They're really awful. No, they're great.
Well, that's just like you, Brooke. She's got like 13 or 14. 9? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I only got 4.
some I share with my dad, some I share with my mom, and then my stepdad. Obviously, I've got 3 too. So.
Yeah, man, that's what we're saying. Like you're so rich with the like you 3 are so lucky to be so rich with brothers and sisters because you get all the nieces and nephews that come with it, right? You know what I mean? You know, I'm rich too. I got my sister, and then I got my two half brothers with who I'm not, we're close, but we're not close. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you got big families, man, you're so rich. Like our family is big. You know, obviously I take my cousin as my sister, and you know how Indian world is, eh?
Yeah.
But I actually found Craig. I found your video. Can we play it?
What'd you find?
The Craig Mccallum's Long Winding Road.
What?
Can we play it? We're gonna play that. So tell me when you're on there.
Video that is?
No.
Are you on there? Okay.
Am I on there?
Or step on the ice. They're like, "What are you doing? Are your skates dull?" And
Oh yeah.
like, no, I'm not falling. I'm smelling the ice.
Because I want to
love
talk
smell
about
of
this.
the ice. I loved being in the rink and being in that environment. My first goal, both my parents were there to watch, and I wasn't following the puck around the ice. I was standing off in the distance, anticipating where the puck was going to go, and picked it up and went on a breakaway and scored. During my time in North Alford, it was a negative experience. It was a hard experience for me. I was diving deeper into drugs and alcohol. There were no other First Nation kids. There's no one I could relate to or identify with, or no one that knew, you know, what it was like to grow up on reserve, or I was kind of an outcast, and it was hard. Maybe that's why I drank. It's because I could be around them. I could be around the team a lot more if I did. I think I encountered a lot of those obstacles and those hardships because of hockey, but hockey also helped me get past a lot of that stuff. I got an education. I represented my country. I went overseas to play hockey for a living, and like, I made it. When I got it back was a year later when I went and played in Beardies. I played on a team that was predominantly First Nation. I think 80% of us were First Nation. Once I started to reconnect with our traditional ways of life and the ways that we were given, I started to feel whole again. I had a really good year personally. I led the league in scoring. I got a league MVP. This little First Nation team from a reserve 30 minutes north of Saskatoon was playing Switzerland in a tournament in Calgary, and we ended up beating them 4-2, and it was just so cool, the concept, the idea that was happening in front of them, and where the way that they had grown up, like, that was never a possibility. If you want something bad enough and you're willing to put in the work, and you understand that obstacles are going to always be there, they're always going to come, but that they'll come to pass and that you'll make it through. And I think if you have a strong support group and you continue to lean on them, you can go a long way and you can do anything you want to do.
Okay. Oh, all right, we're back. Anyway, just watched Craig's video. Just briefly went through, I guess, what you went through, I guess, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about that video?
Well,
just what they're talking about, what you're talking about.
Well, it's talking about one of the toughest points in my life. That 16, 17, 18-year-old years was kind of when I could have gone either way, honestly. I was dealing with racism in a way that I wasn't prepared for. I was dealing with it in a way that wasn't healthy, and everything was kind of spiraling out of control. And then I talk about the night when everything changed for me and I found myself again. And
can we talk about that? I know you talked about in that previous video, but I want to just tell, because like I said, there's new viewers watching, and I want to If you don't mind, like, that's what I mean. Like, this is what the whole show is about, right? And it's all about literally telling your story, being truthful who you are. This is who I am. I get anxiety, social anxiety. I get anxiety. I don't get social anxiety. But I mean, it's being truthful on this show, because every viewer out there needs to know that there's other people like them that go through a lot of their shit, right? And they will need to know, because a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. So it's always good to see Indigenous people helping each other, and this is a great way to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, do you want me to start when I was 16?
Let's go there, and then we'll work to.
Okay. So when I was 16, I was playing midget AAA hockey in North Battleford. I was in high school. I was in my grade 12 year, and from the outside looking in, it could have easily, to most people, looked like I had everything going for me and I had everything together. And but I was dealing with racism in a way, like I said, that I hadn't been prepared for. It wasn't racism from other fans or opposing players. It was racism within my own dressing room. And so I didn't really know how to deal with that. And so I just turned to drinking. And
like, were you drunk every night or every other night, or?
No, not that crazy, but there was a point during that year when I was 16 turning 17. My birthday was coming up, and coming up on my birthday, I remember asking everyone for money instead of gifts, because I wanted to buy my own gifts, but I was lying. I didn't want to buy my own gifts. I just wanted money so I could drink. So my birthday comes around, January 11th. I get a bunch of money, and I start drinking. I drink every night, January 11th to January 28th. I was calling in sick to school.
January 11th to January 28th at 17.
At 17 in high school, playing midget AAA, I was calling in sick to school. I was calling in sick for practice, and I was being healthy scratched because I wasn't practicing. But at that point, I didn't really care. I didn't even want to be there.
You're at that. You're like, fuck it, man. Like,
I don't care.
Yeah.
And so the 28th hit, and the only reason I stopped was because I ran out of money. And like, that's how bad it was. Like, that's all I wanted to do was drink. And I didn't get drunk every night, but I drank every night. So something was clearly wrong. I don't know. I graduated that year. I don't know how I managed to do that with how much school I missed. But then that summer, I got a job working at a gas station back home, and I'd work for 7 days. My uncle would pay me $700, and then I'd be off for 7 days. Within 3 or 4 days, I was out of money because my friends knew when I got paid, and all we did was party. We went got booze right away.
Sounds like my family.
went got booze right away. Went got drugs and
drugs like
just weed at the time. Weed was all I ever did, and we partied until I ran out of money. And then I wouldn't see him and go back to work for 7 days, make some money, go back to partying. I didn't have anything to show for it for the first few shifts there. And then I went out with some friends, and or at least some people I thought that were my friends, and we were drinking at this house party. And there was a group of about 10 of us, and everyone had some weed, so we lit up 7 joints and just passed them around the circle until we were done. And so it was quick, like you hit and pass and get another one, hit, pass. And we finished that, went back to drinking. My buddy needed to go for a walk somewhere to a house, so we went for a walk. We go there, I sit down on the steps, he goes inside, comes out literally a minute or two later, and we go to leave, and I can't move. My body had shut down.
And this is on your reserve, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was scary because I didn't know what was going on with my body. And so what happened was I can't move, and my friends think I'm joking, and I'm telling them, like, I can't move. And so they try to pick me up, and they're drunk and high, and they just want to get back to the party, so they just leave me there. And
I just, every time that's like the second time I heard that, and I just, That's crazy because when he told me that story the last time, it reminds me of like when you get that sleep paralysis
Oh yeah.
and like no one can help you, but you're like, you know, trying to move and shit. I can only imagine, like, just that's weird when you tell me that again. Like, it just reminds me of that sleep paralysis and just.
Okay.
What is it? There's got an alarm going on here. Somebody's trying to break into the studio. Not us. Not us.
Yeah, how do you know?
So the alarm just went off in this building and it kind of just scared me shitless here. My heart dropped. I was like, oh shit. Ran there and there's somebody who's like, it's all right, it's all right. I'm like, okay. So if you hear alarm, yeah, please cops don't, you know, we didn't break in. I actually rented
Please
this. This is
cops,
my
no.
office. So, man, that story was getting good.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. Lock. Okay, good. I was gonna say lock the door in case the cops come here.
I'll leave it open. Let's see what happens. This is a pretty cool story.
Lance Albert, run. You just see me take off.
Someone not.
Story about the alarm because he was like,
Oh, now he's explaining it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Calm down. Get back to my zen. Okay.
All right, so I was, like I said, my friend just left me there, and
Yeah.
I think she's locked out.
Oh shit.
oh my God.
It just keeps getting better and better. Okay, we're trying to get serious here.
Yeah.
Back to your story.
Maddie, you tell the story.
All right. We got everyone laughing at us online here. Okay. So yeah, you're passed out. You're scared shitless because you couldn't move, and it reminds me of sleep paralysis. And yeah, what
And you
next?
pooped your pants.
And you pooped. He's like, no, I didn't. Okay, yeah. And what else?
No, but my body was shut down and I couldn't move, and but my mind was wide awake, and you know, I can remember everything from that night. I remember how warm it was because it was in the summer. I remember how clear the sky was. You could see every star in the sky. I remember being able to hear the party happening in the distance, and then I remember thinking, you know, like, what the heck is going on with me? I couldn't figure it out, and just thinking, you know, I'll give it some time and it'll go away, and then I'll be able to go back to the party, and then I heard people yelling and fighting, and then they were screaming, and you could hear the sound of punches being thrown,
And you're still laying. Can't move.
I'm still just sitting there against this step, and I can't move, but like I said, my mind's wide awake. So when that fight started happening, I started wondering, you know, who is it? You know, what if it's somebody that? Then I started to scare myself because I started thinking things like, well, what if it's somebody that wants to fight me?
Yeah.
You know,
While you can't move.
exactly, and then I started thinking about other what if things. You know, like what if I was behind the wheel of a vehicle when my body shut down? You know, what if someone was sitting in the vehicle with me when I was driving drunk and my body shut down?
Yeah.
If I swerved into oncoming traffic and killed someone innocent? You know, what if I was at that party and whoever was fighting there wanted to fight me or hurt me?
Yeah.
You know, what if I was at a different party and someone wanted to take advantage of me and rape me?
Yeah.
You know, and then these things kept going in my head, and then I would try to get up and try to move, and then I started to realize, like, well, shit, I'm not out of this night yet. Like, I'm still not safe. If somebody wants to hurt me, if somebody wants to take advantage of me, I'm still vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started to get really scared. So I try harder to move and get up, and I remember trying so hard that I eventually broke down and started crying because I I was really scared at this point because it wasn't going away. And I didn't know if my body was going to feel like this forever, or, and so, and I was by myself. And so I started to pray, and I said, if I make it through this night safe, I'll never put myself in a situation like this again. And shortly after that, I passed out. And
What year is this again?
this is 2006.
2006. Good.
Yep. I passed out. I woke up inside of that house, got up, walked right out the door, just walked home. And on my way home, I was remembering everything that happened the night before. My friends leaving me. The what if scenarios I was thinking about. And as I was walking home, I was like, shit. Those what if scenarios aren't just what if scenarios for some people.
Yeah.
I know people I've lost. I've been to funerals where drunk driving was why somebody died. I've seen people go to jail because of drunk driving when they hurt somebody else. I've been to parties where guys got jumped and alcohol was the main cause. And then I got family members that have been raped and taken advantage of at parties. So those what if scenarios were just what ifs in my mind, but they're the reality for a lot of people. And as I was walking home, I was playing that stuff in my head, and I was like, and then I remember the promise that I made to myself, and I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. I can't keep putting myself in situations where I can get hurt, or I have to learn the hard way. I don't have to learn the hard way. I don't have to kill somebody or kill my friends or get hurt or be taken advantage of to know that drugs and alcohol they don't mix with me.
Yeah. And this was, you were 17 when you figured this out, eh?
I was 17, yeah. And it's been 13 and a half years since I've touched drugs or alcohol now. And
13 and a half years?
Mhm.
I thought you did 10.
no,
13, man.
Yeah, 13 and a half years. Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, wait, wrong one. He's not joking on there. This one. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Good job, man. That's 13 and a half years. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the day, but I'm sober. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm old and I can't handle the hangover, so I just don't really drink.
Mm-hmm.
Just before December, I think December probably 23rd, I think. But I haven't touched it. Yeah. And so I can only imagine when you say 13 and a half years, man, like that's, do you battle it every day? Like, Maddie, you too. I know this discussion came up and I asked you, because think Indigenous, I better not bring it. There's a conference coming up and there's going to be a lot of fun had. But I brought up to Maddie, it's like, Maddie, you're going to get let loose. And she's like, I don't really drink. Right? And you just kind of, oh, yeah. I was like, well, a lot of people let loose over there. But I felt like, I just realized it now. I felt like I was almost, you have to kind of thing, right?
Peer pressure.
Yeah. and sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it, man. Like this past Thursday I went out and I didn't want to, have anything. I was just, I was glad to get out because like you guys is like you, like I stay home all the time and I nerd out, eh? And so it was nice to come out, but it was like, hey, I'm just hanging out at this restaurant, but everyone's getting drunk. And I was like, they're just here. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll have one, just one. And I was like, no, I'm good. Do you get that lots? Like, does that bug you, or does like you just come so? Because a lot of people out there want to do what you're doing, right? They want to become that sobriety, I guess, person that can do it 13 and a half years. But there's a lot of people that, like me, that sometimes don't know what they're saying to the people that are trying to be, sober and kind of just egging it on, right? Like, what do you do when it comes to that?
Well, I try to get. If I meet a new group or if I'm meeting new people, I try to get in a situation where alcohol becomes a part of the environment.
You try to get into a thing where there's alcohol?
Just so I can have the conversation with them. Because it's hard to just bring up, like, how do you bring it up when you're just meeting people? But if I'm...
Hey, I'm 13 and a half years sober. Wow. Well, that's good. Okay. I just want to open a bank account. But wait, there's more.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like when I join a new team or I'm meeting someone, that I'm going to start associating with in some capacity. And one of the things I'll do is try and get around them either at a dinner or some kind of lounge, or go out to the first team parties and just make it known that, you know, I don't drink, and you know, that's not making me the type of person that's going to judge them for doing what they want to do, and it's just the way I choose to live my life, and you know, I ask that they respect that, and as soon as people know like how I feel about it and why I do it, then they understand, and I don't really feel the pressure. But it's kind of funny, like you said, that we grew up in a society where it's really uncommon to find people that don't drink, and when you do, it's almost like, and it happened to me. I remember when I wasn't drinking, or when I was still drinking, I was 16, I met the first people that have become a part of my circle.
Yeah.
I met them at 16, and I found out that they didn't drink at some point shortly after meeting them, and I thought it was weird. Like, I almost kind of like thought they were weird.
Yeah.
They're not drinking, but now, you know, they're like a mom and dad to me, and they're people I turn to whenever.
Oh, they were an older couple. Okay.
Yeah. Courage Bear and.
Oh, Courage.
Carol
Yeah.
Whitecap,
Oh, yeah.
And
Man, you make me feel old. He's like 2 years older than me. Or something.
I said older. I didn't say he was old. You know, like they're people I looked up to.
Yeah.
You know, and then and I feel bad, and I tell him, like, you know, like, when I found out you guys drank or didn't drink, I thought you guys were weird, and that's on me, and because of the environment that I grew up in, and you know, like, there was a point in my life when I was 11 and 12 when I used to think things like, well, maybe when I'm 14 I'll be able to drink just like everyone else, or maybe when I'm 15 I'll be able to smoke weed just like everybody else. That was my reality, and I remember being excited at the idea of that at 11 and 12 years old. Like, that's not right, but that was my reality. And so when I got to 16, I finally saw somebody that wasn't doing that stuff and was living healthy, and I thought it was weird. But
I honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I think sobriety is kind of on the up and coming, because there's so much information out there. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a meth epidemic right now, right? And you know, other drugs. But I think, I don't know, I just want to believe, but I think there's like your age are so knowledgeable now with everything you guys know about what, you know, what drugs can do. You know, if you become an alcoholic, you know, your freaking liver and all that shit just, you know what I mean? Because me growing up, like, we just had to hear stories. And, you know, the odd time when the teacher rolled in a documentary, we'd see like some 1970s stupid video that didn't even make sense. But now you guys have everything at your fingertips. What if I drink too much? Boom, boom. You already know, right? Well, you're going to get stupid, and right? Something good's not going to happen probably, or you get sick. You know, before we didn't know. It was just like, go have fun. So I don't know. I like to believe that it's on the upcoming. At the same time, people get to hear your story, right? You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, now what if there's somebody from grade 12, who's 12 years old, is going to get older and say, I remember watching Craig on this podcast, or I was at a function, but I seen a video of him, and he's seen me sober. He kind of sobered up, you know, 4 years before 16 or something. No, when did you sober up? 17?
17.
Yeah. But you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, no, and that's, like, if for anybody that wants to live that way, I think the first thing you got to do is identify the reasons why.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just so I could not be in shitty situations like that anymore. Like, I remember...
If you're freaking missing her, that's not a good reason, right? Or missing him.
I
Say
guess.
this out there. Come on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's true. I guess no reason is.
And I mean, so initially it started out as that, and then hockey took off for me, and everything started falling into place. And all of a sudden, people considered me a role model, and I didn't consider myself that, but people considered me a role model because I was playing in the WHL, I was sober, Which
is badass, man. You're lucky I don't have the Mr. Deadly. Oh, you're deadly.
That'd be cool to have.
Right? I'm going to record it after,
You
man.
gotta get that one. Yeah.
And then I'm going to make a video and I'm going to put Greg and I'm going to put you're deadly. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And then I started to be invited to these conferences,
Yeah.
to these graduations, to speak and share my story. And that's when I realized, I look back at when I was there, those kids' age, what I was seeing, and then I realized like I could be that person, that person that they know that is sober, that is making the choice to choose sobriety and themselves and their futures over drugs and alcohol. Right? So, yeah.
A lot of people, sorry, I want to kind of get into that sobriety thing. A lot of people and the younger kids who might watch this, I don't know what young kids are on Facebook, but I'm throwing it on YouTube, so wherever you're watching this. Here's a question I think a lot of them might have. Is your life boring? Straight up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids from the res have nothing to do but they think get drunk and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we don't do anything like that, our life's boring. Is your life boring? What could they do on the reserve, the northern communities, or whoever's on a reserve, any reserve, if they're bored and they have nowhere to get out? What can they do to beat that boredom with no money and only the things they got on their res? Go. I wanted a Jeopardy song. That was the wrong one.
I don't think my life is boring. I get to do what I love for a job every day.
Which is?
I'm managed marketing for Al Anderson Social for Sports. So, it's like you. I get to do different things.
Yeah.
Around advertising. I tell people, younger kids, like I get paid to play on social media. Manage an Instagram, a Facebook, and come up with different content and things like that. And it's all about sports, so it's something I love, and it's the funnest job I've ever had in my life. And so, aside from that, I still play hockey. I play lots of golf, and then I hang out with family. I do all the things that
everyone else does.
We all truly enjoy.
And you go out? Do you go out? Like, do you go to the bars? Do you go to pubs?
No, that's not really.
Do you do it because you don't go there because you might get triggered, or it's just like you don't want to be around drunk people that are just screaming in your face? Greg, you're deadly. Here, I'm gonna put you on Snapchat, Greg. Come, right?
Yeah. No.
I guess, man, that makes sense, man. Like, who would want to be a? Yeah, I'm guessing that's why you don't go. I just said that's why.
I don't go mostly for that, yeah.
Yeah.
And because, drunk people are unpredictable, and I don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna.
Yeah.
It's just not my scene. At 11 o'clock at night, like I'd rather be, reading my book or watching Netflix with my fiance and getting ready for bed. And then
Do you have Ryan Trache on your Snapchat?
I think I've got Trache on my.
Do you see how he has the whole? And then I'm not making that in front of anyone's religion, but he's always like when he goes and works up north. It's like for everyone's going out and having drinking and drinks and everything. I'm praying for you, and you'll take a picture and you have the Holy Bible. Like you read it, eh?
Deadly guy. He's funny. Yeah, but so I don't do that, but I do everything else we truly enjoy. Like if you think about the happiest times in your life, they're not when you're out drinking. They're when you're with your family at Thanksgiving or at Christmas or for birthdays. It's when you're with your family that you're actually truly happy. When you go out, like because you're drinking and like those experiences they might be fun, they can be fun, I think, but a lot of it's superficial. It's around usually with people that you don't truly love.
That's the word right there, superficial, because you're putting in something into your body that's kind of messing up your your brain or whatever to give you this feeling of euphoria of this is fun. You need this, you only need this to have fun. And I think Robin Williams is the one that said it right, where it's like if you need drugs or alcohol to have fun, you better look at your life, right? Mm-hmm. Straight up true. Straight up true. Like I like how you said it, man. Like it's superficial, And I'm not saying going out is bad, man. Shit, go out and have fun, but I mean, it's like, it's true though, right? Like, if you're going out every weekend or whatever, every day, every other night to get pissed and, you know, thinking you're having fun, something's up, man.
I think, you know, there's people out there that can control it, and if alcohol doesn't control you, then all the power to you.
Yeah.
I stopped because I couldn't control it. It
Yeah.
controlled me, and I had an issue, and I recognized it, and there's a lot of people I think that don't recognize that there is an issue and that maybe they need to moderate it a little bit and cut back, and but like you said, it's I'm not saying that going out is the worst thing in the world,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying why I don't do it.
Yeah. Because everyone's got their own story. Like Maddie. Like, why don't you sip?
I don't know. I feel like it's a waste of money, and I have fun with my family, and I don't know. I like being by myself a lot of the time. It's because I don't wanna. I don't know. I
just don't wanna drink.
I just don't drink. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with
It's just
like that. You
it's
don't
not
have.
fun for me.
You don't need to have a reason. Sometimes you just want to drink. You're like, what's your reason? I don't know.
Oh, that's like you, right?
Yeah. Like, one time I went sober for a year and a half. They asked me why. I was like, I don't know. It's just like when that movie with Tom Hanks there, when he went running and he's like, you know, why are you running? He's like, I don't know. I just honestly stopped like, oh, there's half truth to that. I went on a big weekend bender. I got this big check from work. And then, yeah, went partying and then went 2 more days than I should have. And then I drove home. I was like, the next weekend, because I was going through a break, you know, the typical blah, blah. The next weekend, I was like, oh, I'll stay sober, I'll drive. Then that weekend just kept turning in. And actually, I didn't mind going out with people because it showed me why I was staying sober. Like, it showed me, okay, I'd be doing that, but 10 times where I'd probably be kissing her. Yeah, right? That's straight up, man. Like, that's why I was stayed sober, eh? And after that, after I did, you know, go out after the year and a half, it literally just, now I just, like, barely drink. Like, it's just, you know, I don't know. And it's just like she was saying, I was like, I don't know. I just don't want to, man. Like, you know. So, yeah, man. Back to the powwow days, or the juice thing. Not jungle juice.
Lemonade.
Lemonade, handsome lemonade dudes.
Yeah.
And you did that on Power Trail. How long did you do that? 1 summer?
It was 2 summers. 2 summers.
And you just worked with, who owned that? Vince owned that?
It was Vinny. Vinny
Yeah.
that ran it,
Yeah.
We just worked with them.
Yeah. Good times?
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're hitting a Power Trail, and were you guys single all back then, or? Because you
was-
are dating, like, I guess you'd be like my niece to me.
I was single the 1 year, and,
Yeah.
but not the other year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, that's it's fun, man. Like, I can't do powwows weekend after weekend because, you know, when I did a couple powwows, like that powwow hangover is a real deal, man. Like,
it is.
for anyone who's never experienced a powwow hangover, man, like, I just say go try it one weekend. I guess it's just literally attending a powwow from start to end, right? Is that, I guess, that's when you get it. That's when I got it. And like Monday morning, you're waking up and you're just like, wow, man, like this is the powwow hangover, and you're just tired. You're like,
Who's waking up Monday morning after a powwow like you? I'm sleeping in all
Well, I was
day.
already running 5K and, you know, doing my thing.
I've never had a powwow hangover at all.
Really? Well, you're only 21. Your body can
Yeah.
adjust real quick, but wait till you like get to, I don't know. When do you okay, I guess even when people that drink hangovers, not like hangovers, usually start around 25. Like, your body just starts feeling rough when you drink. So I guess when you hit 25, you're going to start feeling the powwow hangover.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't get those.
I don't know. When I did it, I was just tired. Like, woke up tired, like super tired, and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. It's
That's
just
like
weird.
when you used to dance, hey? Just kidding.
On the speakers. Just like, But you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to hit record on the thing for here for the audio, but it's still gonna do video and audio.
Oh, okay.
It's just so I can't put it onto Spotify or anything like that. So
So I'm not gonna be on Spotify. Or iTunes.
well, no, but I mean it'll still be on video, which is a lot more cooler anyway, right? But success, like I said, the show is all about success, Indigenous success. Maddie.